Hello, my name is Chris Wilson. This is for HPED 553, Professor Bernerbo, for our outdoor pursuits and life fitness skills. Today we're going to be doing a tennis lesson, and it's teaching the forehand swing. Today my student is going to be Carson. Carson is a first-year tennis player. He's going to be working with us a little bit. So the first thing we're going to talk to you about today is the grip. So what we're going to have Carson do, to find our forehand grip, we're going to use the Eastern forehand grip. So we're going to take our racket, hold it out in front of us, and we're just going to shake hands with our racket. So Carson's going to do that. He's a right-handed player, and we're just going to shake hands with the racket. So now we're in the Eastern forehand grip, okay? And that's going to be the foundation of everything we do with the forehand swing. Once we find our grip, and we get Carson a little comfortable with that, we're going to teach him about moving his hand up. The closer he moves his hand up to what we call the throat of the racket, the more control he's going to have. The further away he moves, the farther his hand down the racket, the less control he's going to have. But he can generate more topspin with his hand further down the racket. So grip, shake hands, Eastern forehand grip. The next thing we're going to talk to him about is ready position. Carson, what do you think the ready position looks like? So ready position looks like that. We want to be balanced, square, and actually our offhand holds the racket at the throat. So that way we can easily go to a forehand, or we can easily go to a backhand depending on what the ball or what the shot we're dealing with faces. So ready position is here, balanced, kind of on the balls of my feet, ready to go. Eyes up, ready to go. Next thing we're going to do is with the turn. For a forehand or backhand, shoulder turn is critical. You might see some players on tour, you might see them hit a ball like this. Most of the time when a player does that, it's because they don't have time to react. They don't actually have time to turn. If we want to have consistent ground strokes and consistent forehand, we want to try to make sure we're getting a turn and finding the ball. So ready position, turn. The butt of the racket is then going to face the ball. So Carson's going to see, you'll see his racket, the butt of the racket's facing the ball, and then he's going to pull through what we call the hitting zone. So ready position, Eastern forehand grip, turn. He's going to find the ball with his offhand. You'll see his offhand is looking to find the ball. We're going to do a little drill to help him with that. The butt of his racket's pointing, and he's going to pull low to high and finish over his shoulder. So it's a swing pass going to pull through the ball low to high. The handle comes through the ball first, and he just pulls it low to high and creates topspin. Okay? So we'll get a couple little drills and get warmed up here and let you see Carson hitting with an Eastern forehand grip, working on his forehand. Small tennis park. So the first thing we're going to do is a little small tennis, just a little mini tennis warm-up, trying to hit and keep the ball in the service boxes. right, Carson, couple little stretches. Stretches. Get warmed up. So that's mini tennis. We do that normally as kind of our warm-up. It's a bit of a dynamic warm-up, so we're actually moving, we're hitting the ball, we're incorporating all the things we need within our game that we're going to face in the game. We just do it in a mini version. We're playing small. So that's what we want to try and incorporate. The other thing you're going to see, as you saw Carson did pretty well, are hitting low and looking to pull the ball through. One drill we're going to do to make sure he's turning and having good shoulder turn is we're going to have him find the ball with his offhand. So he's going to now turn and he's going to catch this ball with his offhand. And then he's just going to drop it and hit it back over the net. So this, you'll see a little drill we're going to do here to help promote shoulder turn, finding the ball with the offhand, and a good position for him to have accuracy and consistency in his Eastern forehand. Again, we're looking for a low to high topspin swing pass. Turn, find, catch, drop and hit. Good. Good. So now you can see he's starting to get his shoulder turned, his hips are getting turned, and the direction of his hit will follow through his hip. His swing path is low to high. Very good. The other reason why we do that is one of the biggest issues that beginner tennis players have. They struggle with the spacing. Many times you'll see players try to hit the ball in here, or they're trying to reach out way too far. Okay, finding a good spacing of the ball begins with finding the ball in the hitting zone. So if I can get my shoulder turned and hips and I can find the ball in the hitting zone, I'm now going to have more success of where that swing path is going to be. Okay? So that's why we try to find the ball with our offhand. That's why we do a little drill like that, to get our footwork and to get spacing. Now we're going to have Carson really try to work on pulling through low to high and catching his racket up top. So it's a pull, contact, finish high, okay? His racket stays through the hitting zone, he finishes and pulls up, and that's going to create topspin for us. So Carson will try to work and catch that racket high up over the top of your shoulder. We're going to try and get good speed. Good. Your hip in. Good. Good. Keep that space. Nice. Good one. Good. Low ball. Nailed it okay. Good. Good. Turn, shoulder, low to high. Good topspin. Turn, shoulder, low to high. Look a little short. Pull your hand through. Good. And keep your racket consistently through. What's the name of the grip we're doing today, Carson? Eastern what? Eastern forehand. Good. Good. Keep that spacing. Nice. Short one, short one, short one. He gets it. Good. Oh. That stuff really biting today. Good. Backing up, backing up, backing up. Good one, Carson. Good. Way to hand what you just saw happen with Carson there is typical of a player that's learning just how to hit topspin. And what you see happen there is he's getting his turn, he's getting set, but then he's whipping the racket over too fast, and sometimes the racket face gets ahead of the hand, and then the player whips it and dumps it into the net. So again, we want to make sure we're pulling through the hitting zone and finishing high. Our topspin will get created by pulling through and finishing high, not just a whip over the ball. Now it's a little difficult because when you watch some of the pros like Rafael Nadal, you'll see his topspin and his motion is crazy. He's coming from here and generating so much force in topspin in his timing. You're seeing it, and it can look like the racket face goes ahead of the hand, but it's not. It's still getting pulled through. It's just a lot closer. That's whipping the ball over, creating monumental amounts of topspin. In the traditional sense with older rackets, we used to have to really pull through and extend and finish. One of the things we talk to about beginner tennis players doing that is finding the ball, seeing the hitting zone, and to pretend that there's 1, 2, 3 balls. You're trying to hit all 3 balls, staying on that swing path and then finishing up over your shoulder. That's going to keep your racket in the path longer, and it's going to be a little less topspin but more accuracy. Once we start to get way back into here, we can start to have mishits more often. So we want a little bit more consistency in our forehand, our Eastern forehand. Okay? So Carson's going to work through on staying through that and finishing up nice and high, and then we're going to wrap it up. Carson, why don't you move back on the alley a little bit? The forehand made easy. And back it up a little bit, buddy. Back up a little bit. All right, you're gonna bring it right at me. Here we go. Turn. Lean through it. Nice, good. Finish to me. Don't just pull it through it. Good. Keep pulling through. Pull that hand through. Yes, good. Pull through. Tough one, gotta get there. Get you a couple more. Tricky surface is hard to get. Way to get there, gotta move those feet. Good one. Spacing, good. Keep your hands moving through. Pull through the ball, good. Pull through the ball.
Are they all?
Here we go. A couple more, and we're done. Pull through that ball. Finish up nice and high. Pull and finish high. Low to high. Yes. Up one, last one. Make it good. Yeah, good. All right, Carson, 20. Okay, class. So just to review a little bit, let's see what Carson retained from our lesson today. Carson,
Grip.
what was our grip that we used today? Eastern forehand. How did you find that? Shake hands. Good. Tell the class nice and loud and clear.
Shake your hands with the racket, I guess.
Yep. And what's the ready position look like? Good. Hands up, ready to go. Good. After I have ready position and I know the ball's coming to my forehand, what is my next thing I do? Shoulder turn. So I turn, and then what do I find the ball with? My offhand. Good. So we work through that. As I take my racket, do I try to whip my racket through or pull my racket through? And what do we call that? What's that area we call it? Hitting zone. We try to go through the racket through the hitting zone and pull through the hitting zone. So, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it for the class. Carson did a great job today, and he had a bit of fun. We're going to play a little bit, he and I. So from Lancaster Tennis and Yacht Club, my name is Chris Wilson. Again, this is for HPED 553-10, Professor Bernerbo. This is forehand, Eastern forehand grip, topspin made easy. Have a great day.